Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving deep into a concept that is absolutely essential for anyone in DevOps or modern software development. We're talking about configuration management. And trust me, if you get this, you are way ahead of the game.
To really understand why this is such a big deal, let's just jump into a scenario. Imagine for a second that you, yes, you, are responsible for 100 of these. Yep, 100 servers. And suddenly, a massive security flaw is discovered. You need to patch every single one of them right now. How are you going to do that without losing your mind?
I mean, seriously, how do you do it? No staying late, no human errors, no stress? Sounds totally impossible, right? Well, that is exactly what configuration management is all about. This is the skill that really separates the pros from the beginners.
So what is this magic we're talking about? At its core, configuration management is all about infrastructure as code. It means you stop setting up servers by hand, and instead you define everything in code, in simple files that anyone can read. So let's break that down. It's all about defining a desired state. You say, I want Nginx installed, I want these specific ports open, and I need this exact version of our software running. And instead of you clicking around, you just write that down as code. The tools then make sure your servers look exactly like that, all the time.
And honestly, the difference is night and day. Without it, you are stuck in a world of manual setups, tiny human errors that bring everything down, and that dreaded, well, it works on my machine problem. But with it, you get full automation, perfect consistency. You can scale to thousands of servers effortlessly, and your deployments are so much faster. It's no wonder companies are obsessed with this stuff.
Okay, so how do we actually get this done? Let's meet the three heavyweights in the world of configuration management.
This little table gives us a fantastic bird's eye view. You've got Ansible, Chef, and Puppet, and right away you can see they're a bit different. Ansible uses simple YAML, while Chef uses Ruby. And check out the architecture. Ansible is agentless, which is a huge deal we'll talk about in a second. These differences make them a better fit for different jobs, from quick and dirty automation to managing massive, complex systems. Let's start with Ansible, because it is by far the most popular choice, especially if you're just starting out. The key thing to remember is that it's agentless. That means you don't have to install any special software on all your servers. It just uses SSH to talk to them, which is already on pretty much every Linux server out there. And its scripts, called Playbooks, are written in YAML, which is super easy to read and write.
Then you've got Chef. Now, Chef is a powerhouse. It uses the full Ruby programming language, which gives you a ton of control. It's built for really complex infrastructure, which is why you see it in a lot of big companies. The trade-off? Well, with more power comes more complexity, so the learning curve is a little steeper.
And finally, we have Puppet. Puppet's claim to fame is its declarative model. This is so cool. You don't tell it how to do something. You just tell it what you want the end result to be. You say, I want a web server installed and running. And Puppet's engine is smart enough to figure out all the steps to make that happen. And even better, it constantly checks to make sure things stay that way.
Okay, so we've met the tools. But what's the secret ingredient that makes them so powerful? And more importantly, so safe to use? Let's talk about the real payoff here. The secret sauce is this fancy word, idempotency. It sounds complicated, but the idea is actually super simple. It just means that running your script one time or 100 times will always lead to the exact same result. So if your script says install Nginx, it'll install it the first time. The other 99 times, it'll just check, see it's already there, and do nothing. This is what makes automation safe and predictable. So how do we actually write these instructions? Well, a great way to think about the configuration files, like Ansible's playbooks, is to see them as automation recipes. They're just a list of steps, a list of tasks. Install this package, copy this file, start this service. It's a simple, step-by-step recipe to build your server.
All right, let's circle back to our original nightmare scenario. We've got 100 servers, and they all need that critical update, like yesterday.
With one of these automation recipes, you could run a single command and have all 100 of those servers patched and secured in about 2 minutes. Think about that. No manual work, no mistakes. That is the incredible power we're talking about.
So, why is this so important for your career? Let me be really clear about this. This skill is not a nice-to-have anymore. It's not optional.
If you're trying to get a job in DevOps or any modern engineering role, this is what companies expect.
They want to see automation skills. They want you to live and breathe infrastructure as code. And they need you to know how to plug these tools into a CI/CD pipeline for fast, reliable deployments.
So with all these options, where do you begin? Look, our recommendation is pretty simple. Start with Ansible. Its learning curve is gentle, the YAML syntax is straightforward, and the fact that it's agentless means you can get started right away without a complex setup. It is the perfect entry point.
And that brings us to the final, most important question. Now that you know you can turn almost any manual task into code, what's the first thing you are going to automate? Think about it. What's that one repetitive task you'd love to get rid of forever?
Hey, if you found this useful, you know the drill. Go ahead and like this explainer, share it with your friends who are also on their DevOps journey, and of course, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our next deep dive.
And one last thing. If you want to see a full hands-on tutorial where we actually build and run an Ansible playbook from scratch, just comment the word Ansible down below. Let us know. Thanks so much for watching.